Hey everyone, a nerd named Mark here, and it's time to review episode 27 of Kamen Rider Geats. I forgot what episode it was. Um, yeah, I'm gonna talk about this because, yeah, um, I don't know. I don't. After last week's episode and everything, like the show is good. Don't get me wrong. A lot of the Reiwa stuff starts off good. I'm not saying Geats is bad. I'm actually really enjoying it still. I just, you know, Geats right now. This episode, like I don't know, something felt off. And as I'm going through some of the stuff, I'll interject my opinion. Starting off, I'm kind of glad everyone is kind of in the dark about this new Geats form, the Boost Mark II. We even see Metal say it's something he's never seen before, and he's like getting all angry because they're losing, and you see him have kind of an emotional episode. Even Daichi, our knowledge base, our encyclopedia, kind of like he's even just like doesn't have any answers about it. Um, but there's little snippets and little things here that are like teasing like more Ace reveals for down the road. We see, Ace is actually like sleeping and taking naps, and even Kawa and Neon are sitting down and talking, and Kawa's even just like found it odd, and he made a joke. He's like, that means he's human. He's more like us, and he kind of plays it off. But I'm like, what is he cooking in that little brain of his? What is he thinking about? Because you know, uh, it's weird to see, well, from like K1, Kawa and Neon, they're discussing Ace again. I always like when they're together in scenes and like in form just talking, because it does seem like they're very separated from everyone else. They're very isolated, and we have Gene interacting with them, which we haven't really had before. And he even is a interjecting himself in their conversation, saying, "Yeah, something is off with Ace, and it's because of this red fox." And like, I don't know, Gene. I want to know more knowledge about Gene, because I feel like there's something like sus about him. He's too fanboyish towards Ace, and through this whole thing, it's just like I'm just like, what is his deal? Like, what is going on with Gene now? Because I don't know. Like the other supporters, we don't. They seem so far removed. They'll have conversation, like Kakura and K will have conversations. Then our Kuhn will just write on his little pad and talk to Neon and never see her in person. But like Gene is just so he is so hands on in the DGP and the JGP that I'm just like, he's like, there's something up with it, honestly. We got another new Jamato Grand Prix round. It's a Sengoku game. This time, honestly, don't care. Like the Jamato Grand Prix, it's like I mainly honestly just care more when it was the DGP and that stuff. Those games actually like were what hooked me in. Whereas all the Jamato Grand Prix stuff, I'm just like, I could care less. Um, and I gotta go back to the Gene thing because I'm going in chronological order for the episode. Him asking, like, to get all the information that Kawa and Nan know about Ace, because he wants to know everything about that they know. And I'm just like, man, why? Like, he's been watching the show. He's the one who picked Ace. So I don't get how, if he's been watching Ace longer than they've been participants with Ace, why he thinks they would have more information. Um, the questions I'm getting now are like little things that aren't huge for the plot point to an extent, but just, I don't know, feel weird. Like, why are there regular Jamato? Like, how long is this time frame been? Because I thought Archimedes only saved two little sapling plants, and then we had the 5 or 6 like regular full size Jamatos. Now there's actual regular Jamato back. I will say K1 Neon got some good moves. I don't know where. I didn't know they could fight in civilian form like that. Cause yeah, and then even Niram is there, and he's already in his Sengoku garb out in the open, and I'm like, if he's the producer, why is he out in the open waiting? Like, doesn't he have authority that's higher than the game master? So wouldn't he be immune to the game master's driver like powers to start these games? Like, there's so many questions. Like, and I'm just like, once again, if I had a whiteboard with all the different positions like sponsors, supporters, GM, producers, and like I had all the little red strings tying everything together in hierarchy, I'd throw it out the window now. Because I'm like, I'm not gonna try and like understand that anymore. We need another Desire Grand Prix special to explain some more shit to me. I mentioned Tycoon and Nago being so isolated from everyone else. It's weird to see them get their asses kicked so much. I mean, like, easily getting mopped the floor. I mean, listen, I love seeing Buffalo beat people down. Like, it's a good time. But it just seems off for the character development of K1 and Neon that they're they're not getting that push towards their, like, we saw everything with Neon's dad in the last episode and nothing in this episode, and I was like, I want more. I need more information. Like, I you can't keep planting these seeds, because like my concern is some stuff like the disaster stuff and this and that is just there to be there, and it's like throwaway. It's filler, and that's what it seems like. Obviously, Ace shows up with a boost Mark II. I love the fight sequence. All the fight sequences are so visually appealing, especially the revolve on form, like turning into a fox. Like, that's pretty damn cool. And I'm just curious about the long term effects of the boost Mark II buckle on Ace, because he collapses after the round is over because he just wipes the floor with everyone as usual, and Gene is still trying to get more information, and he finds it odd that he finds out through Nan that Ace did try to wish to meet his mom before, because he didn't know this, and this kind of snaps something in Gene's head. So he goes and confronts Niram about it, and he says the DGP has been going on longer than he's actually watched it. But he remembers a player from the Sengoku period named Yokumo Aisu who had an interesting wish. And he even flat out asks about the reincarnation, and Niram just basically confirms it. And I was like, well, we know that now. We've figured that out. So we find out the reason why Baroba hasn't used the GM driver is because she needs a GM fingerprint to activate it, and obviously she basically ambushes Sumeri and Shiromi. I always forget his name because I don't like him. I didn't know Sumeri could fight. Like, man, she had some moves. She got a little roundhouse kick in there, little judo throw, and I was like, okay, like, you can fight. This is pretty cool. This is a really well kept secret that I didn't know about. Man, there's so much Gene in these episodes, but he finally confronts Ace about about who he is. He even claims, he's a reincarnated player since A1AD, and he retains some of their memories. And we get like these various flashbacks of different like families with like a child, a baby, this and that. So I guess these are all Ace's like previous lives. Then we even get Ace getting all mad and a little snarky, and he's like, hey, my life doesn't exist for your amusement, and just like walks away. And we find out through a warning like why Ace is so tired of this and that. It's basically because the boost Mark II is so fast, his body isn't used to it, and that's why he's tired. And I'm like, that's how you're gonna explain it? I was like, okay, I guess. I mean, I was hoping this was going to lead to like a berserk form, because I was thinking that with the way his voice changed in the last episode when he was Boost Mark II and this and that, I was like, this could be like a berserk form maybe. But is it a berserk form if you just get sleepy? Like, I don't know. But my suspicions of Gene are growing ever more, because Nan is warned by her supporter to be careful around Gene. And I just want to learn more about the other supporters now. We've seen so much Gene and this and that. Let me see more of Kyun and Kakura. I want to learn more about them, especially Kakura. I'm curious, because when he showed up in his human form, that was an avatar he designed, and he's a frog statue in his little lounge. I need to know more about him. I'm very curious about this supporter. Ace is stumbling around. He passes out. Jamato go to attack him. Guess what? Gene makes a save. Not even henching. He's got the heat out. He's just we got a lot of Gene civilian action, like a little dodge roll here and there, and then we get Baroba henching into Glare too because she has Shirami's Salami's thumbprint. And I will say this: I think this is the first time because Kamen Rider Gene has been so OP. This is the first time I've seen him just get slapped around. He was getting his ass beat. He was just like taking an L. He was getting just beat on. Like he got hit with like a triple finisher from Baroba and two of her Jamato riders that are like under the control of Glare. And Ace is picked back up. She's about to execution style to shoot him, and we get the end screen. And I was like, wow, okay, that just happened. It wasn't the greatest episode. I think right now this is the lull where they're going to be hopefully building up a lot of character stuff. Obviously, the main focus is Ace and his reincarnation stuff, but too much of the stuff is in the background right now. Like Kuhn even saying, like, there's a scene where Nan's just like, oh, I wish you would just talk to me in person. And, he's sitting there with his tablet. He's like I could ever, like I could ever see you in person and say this to your face. And it's like, and, it all like, why is he warning everyone about Gene? Like, I'm so, like, I don't know anymore. I really don't. I'm enjoying the show. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know where the show's going to go. And I'm not even going to theorize. So there's no theories or anything like that. I have a list of things I wish would be addressed, and I hope they do because we are 27 episodes in. But that's it from my review of Kamen Rider Geats episode 27. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I enjoy the comments. I enjoy, all your guys' theories because I'm not theorizing about anything. But that being said, I thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.